or the people who addressed Dad in the most demeaning terms. The racism we endured outside our home profoundly affected our lives inside it. Racism strained and broke family bonds, and racism was at the root of family secrets. Our maternal grandmother's second husband was a white man who despised blacks. He was the one who threatened to shoot Harry if he set foot on his property. Our mother used to tell us, "God don't love ugly," and we believed her. We knew that in her eyes, our ugliness was bound up in our race. For years, our mother either braided my hair and my older sister's or tried to manage it with a stiff brush. Unafflicted with nappy hair herself, she was angry about having to contend with it on the heads of her two fidgety daughters. She more often used that stiff brush to smack us than to tame our curls. She would call us the name she knew the cruelest kids inflicted upon us in the schoolyard. And even then, she could do the outsiders one better. My brother Harry was born before our parents had married, and she'd hurl "nigger bastard" at him in her fury. Our dad was also the target of her rages. She berated him for his blackness and for earning so little money, which of course was a consequence of his blackness, and taunted him for knowing so little about his family and their background, for having been married before he met her, and for fathering a bastard, Harry. These themes were hauled out week after week, month after month, year after year, for our entire childhoods. As a child, I never knew why she found us so contemptible. And when I was a teenager, and one of my foster mothers told me that my mother, contrary to what she had always told us, was black, my first reaction was disbelief. Although, on a subconscious level, I had always known the truth. And so, I feel compelled to write our story. I write it to celebrate the achievements of my brother Harry and of my grandfather, a man no one ever talked about when we were growing up, but who, like Harry, was an accomplished black athlete in a time of overt racism. I also write it because the story of my family, a black family in Canada, has been lived to varying degrees by countless black Canadians. But sadly, and surprisingly, only rarely have such stories been told. Stories of racism in Canada are only now making their way into the mainstream, thanks to the likes of Tessa McWatt, Ian Williams, and Desmond Cole. For years, the fiction of Canada's innocence has dominated the discourse. Canadians, or at least those who think they know their country's history, take comfort in the belief that Canada was never as bad for black people as the United States. Canadians like to believe that we never enslaved people or lynched them or segregated them. After the Civil War, the governor of the colony of Vancouver Island, James Douglas, himself the son of a black woman, urged black Americans to make Vancouver Island their new home. But blacks were enslaved in Upper and Lower Canada, and the majority of those who accepted invitations to leave the United States for opportunities in supposedly friendly Western provinces ended up returning south. It is time Canadians knew the truth. This is mine. Part 1. The Starting Line, 1888 to 1957. Once riding in old Baltimore, heart filled, head filled with glee, I saw a Baltimorean. Keep looking.